Hello students, and welcome to this video on 7.5 Real-World Problems. In this video, we will be taking a look at several word problems together. As you're watching this video, please pause the video and try to solve these problems on your own before you listen to the explanation. By solving the problems on your own, you'll be allowing your brain to do a little bit more of the work in thinking about how to solve these types of problems. Here's the first problem for us to take a look at. Zachary has X pens. Sophia has twice as many pens as Zachary. Sophia gives her sister 1 pen. Draw a bar model to find how many more pens Sophia has than Zachary. Now I want you to try to solve this problem on your own, and you have a couple of different options. One, you can find some scratch paper in your house, and you can pause the video and you can try to do this on some scratch paper. Option number 2, you can open up a blank Notability document and you can try the problem there. However you want to do it, make sure that you pause the video right now and you try to solve this on your own before you listen to Ms. Mercer's explanation of how to solve it. Alright, now that you've had an opportunity to try this problem on your own, let's talk about what the answer is. First of all, this problem asks for us to draw a bar model. So I'm going to start by drawing a bar for Zachary, and I'm going to label it with an X because it says Zachary has X pens. Then it says Sophia has twice as many as Zachary. So I'm going to make Sophia's bar twice as long as Zachary's bar. And I'm going to put an X on this part. I'm also going to put an X on the other part because she has twice as many. So if Zachary has 1 X, Sophia has 2 X's. Next it says Sophia gives her sister 1 pen. We're going to kind of have to estimate here because I don't know exactly how much of the bar model 1 pen should be. So I'm just going to draw a little dotted line here, and I'm going to say that this represents 1 pen. So Sophia's giving away 1 pen to her sister. Now the question says we want to find out how many more pens Sophia has than Zachary. Well, she used to have X more pens. This represents all of the amount of pens more than Zachary, but she gave 1 away, so the answer is going to be X minus 1. All right, well, there you go. First word problem done. Now let's move on to the next one. This word problem says Emma has Y books. Matthew has 3 times as many books as Emma. Matthew then buys another 7 books. How many more books does Matthew have than Emma? Give your answer in terms of Y in simplest form. That's part A. Part B says if Emma has 25 books, then how many more books does Matthew have than Emma? Go ahead and pause this video, see if you can solve this on your own, and after you've given it a try, then you can keep watching for the answer. All right, here's the answer. Let's draw a bar model together for this problem as well. Emma has Y books, so I'm going to start by drawing a bar and labeling it Y for Emma. Matthew has 3 times as many, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 times as many books, and I'm going to break it up here into the 3 sections, and I'm going to put a Y in each section because he has 3 times as many books as Emma. Then he buys more books, 7 more. Now I don't know how big to make the 7 more. It's not necessarily going to be this times 7. We don't know how big to make the boxes, so I'm just going to kind of guess, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say that those can represent the 7 more books that Matthew has. So each one of these is just going to be 1 book. Part A says, how many more books does Matthew have than Emma? Well, if I look at my bar model, I notice that these are all of the books that Matthew has more than Emma. So all I have to do is count that number. Let's see, y, that makes 2y. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 7. That's how many more books Matthew has than Emma, 2y plus 7. That's the answer for part A, 2y plus 7. All right, part B here says, if Emma has 25 books, how many more books does Matthew have than Emma? So now they're telling us what to put for y. I'm going to put a 25 here for Emma, which means that this is 25, and this is 25, and this is 25. So now we can take the 25, we can substitute it in for the y, and we can find the total of how many more books Matthew has than Emma. We can do that a couple different ways. Option number 1, we can substitute the 25 right here in this equation for the y. And by doing that, we would then multiply 2 times 25, which is 50, and then add 7, so that would give us 57. Another option is we could look back up here at the bar model, and we could count 25 plus 25 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and we would get the same answer, 57. So the answer for part B is 57 more books. All right, great job with that problem. Are you ready for the last one? There's only one more word problem. This problem here says, Miss Davis had X dollars. She bought a dress for $35 and spent the rest of her money on 3 identical notebooks. Find the price of one notebook in terms of X. Please pause the video and try to solve this problem on your own. All right, now let's draw a bar model for this problem together. Miss Davis had X dollars. I'm going to start here by drawing a bar model and label it with X. This represents the amount of money that Miss Davis had, X dollars. She bought a dress for $35. So if she's buying a dress, I'm going to have to take off $35. I don't know exactly how much that should be, so I'm just going to estimate here and say this part of the bar model is going to be 35. Remember, X was for the whole thing, and 35, that's just for this part that we're taking off right now. After she bought the dress for $35, then she spent the rest of her money. The rest of her money is this part right here. She spent the rest of her money on 3 identical notebooks. So I'm going to divide this section into 3 and say this is one notebook right here, and then this is one notebook, and then this is one notebook. And they want us to find the price of one notebook in terms of X. So to start with in the problem, we started with having an X. Then we subtracted 35 from the X. And after we did that first step, then we divided it into 3 sections. So this is my final answer right here. X minus 35 divided by 3. That is the price of one notebook in terms of X. There's also a part B. Part B says, if Miss Davis had $50, what's the price of one notebook? So that means that she started with $50 in the beginning. So let's just start from the beginning and work backwards. She started with $50, and what was the first thing she did? She bought a dress for $35, so I'm going to subtract $35, and I get 15. So now she has $15. Then what did she do after that? She bought 3 identical notebooks, so 15 divided by 3. I'm splitting it up into the 3 notebooks, and that's going to equal 5. That's going to be 5 what? 5 notebooks, 5 dresses. That's going to be $5. The price of one notebook is going to be $5 per notebook. $5 for one notebook. That's the answer for part B. All right, and that is the last word problem that we're going to do today. Thanks for watching this video. If you were confused about anything, please feel free to rewind it and watch it again to try to understand any problems that you might want to take a look at one more time.